I'm telling them that I can't breathe. Clearly he don't give a damn about my plea. His ancestors used to hang us on trees. Today they identify as road police. You see I'm black, for that I'm a threat to America. My rise is their fall and their fall is evident. Blood on your hands is heavier than an elephant. Up America's closet and see skeletons.
Sandy Speaks on the 20th key. And again, this is Reunite Sandy Speaks. Thanks for watching. Today, you guys, we're going to be discussing the white supremacist collective conscious. We're going to be discussing the white supremacist collective conscious and as it relates to black people and our experience in America. Maybe I should begin with the collective conscious. Let's define the collective conscious. What does the collective conscious mean? The collective conscious is a set of ideas, beliefs, and moral attitudes which operate as a unifying force within society. It does not refer to a specific moral conscience, but to a shared understanding of social norms. So, what's the important part of that? So the white supremacist collective conscious, we are defining the collective conscious, meaning the whole collective conscious, meaning society, collectively, what is our consciousness about black people and as it relates to white supremacy, okay? What's important, I want you to remember while watching this video that to keep in mind that a shared understanding of social norms. So a shared understanding, when it's a shared understanding, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's spoken, it's said, but it's a shared belief, okay? It's a white supremacist collective conscious, and we're going to be discussing how it impacts black people in America. And so let's begin by discussing how black people are viewed in America. Black people are viewed as inferior, second-class citizens. We are viewed as being less intelligent, poor, aggressive, difficult. White people who are even watching this video might have some attitudes or thoughts about me even making this video. Like, some of you guys are like, oh, here we go again, playing that black card, okay? That relates to the white supremacist collective conscious and how black people are viewed in America. Okay, so the idea is the collective consciousness of America as a group consciously and unconsciously believe that white people are superior, therefore should dominate. I'd like you to ask yourself, white people and black people, but specifically white people, ask yourself, and please don't let your ego interfere. You don't have to leave a comment. I'm just asking you for yourself. Ask yourself, as a white person, do you believe that you are superior to black people? Do you feel like you should dominate society because you are white? And again, do not let your ego interfere with you asking yourself the question. Don't let white fragility dictate the truth. Knee-jerk reaction is to say what's politically correct. Like we're all equal and we're all the same. We all have red, our blood's all the same. All the, typical rhetoric that we hear. But we're going to look at and analyze the white supremacist collective conscious in America and how it impacts black people. Okay, so as a reminder, Reunite Sandy Speaks, the function of Reunite Sandy Speaks, or one of the functions of Reunite Sandy Speaks, is to document the occurrences of racial disparity within American culture. I want to mention real briefly, we all know that there was an Asian hate bill. The Asian hate bill was passed. A group of Asian people documented the occurrences of hate against Asian people. And that's why they were able to have this hate bill passed. You guys remember my goal actually is to do an update to the Civil Rights Act, the 14th Amendment. I've talked about that and another video called American Broken Promise. It's 1, 2, 3, part 1, 2, and 3 of American Broken Promise. And also you can learn more about the function of Reunite Sandy Speaks on my very first video of Reunite Sandy Speaks. I'll link all those videos below. So if you're new here, you can kind of get caught up on my agenda. So we're going to discuss the white supremacist collective conscious and how it impacts America. Let's begin. You know, I'm going to go back to provide some evidence, and we're going to talk about, if you guys remember, Amy Cooper. Please familiarize yourself with that video of Amy Cooper. I'm going to edit it in just to familiarize yourself with what occurred so you can have it fresh on your mind.
Please call the cops. Please call the cops.
I'm going to tell them there's an African-American man threatening my life.
Please tell them whatever you like.
Excuse me? I'm sorry, I'm in the Ramble, and there is a man, African-American, he has a bicycle helmet. He is recording me and threatening me and my dog. There is an African-American man, I am in Central Park. He is recording me and threatening myself and my dog. And my...
So what's happening here? She's in the park. A bird watcher asked her to put her dog on a leash. Real simple. And you guys, I had a lab, and I used to walk him, and I didn't put him on the leash. I had the leash with me. He would pull me. I had back surgery. My back was really bad, so I couldn't. He would pull me, so I would always let him run without a leash to a specific area. Many occurrences, people say put your dog on a leash or whatever. When I came across people, or they were walking towards me, or it looked like there was a threat, or they were uncomfortable with him, I'd call him and I would put him on a leash, and I would walk. Until they were gone or whatever, and then I would let him loose again. Okay, so I'm making this point because remember, this white supremacist collective conscious, this white supremacy is the belief that white people are superior and they should dominate. And her attitude demonstrates that. He just asked her to put her dog on a leash. She says, I'm going to call and say, you're threatening my life. He wasn't threatening her life. Okay, what I'm saying to you is speculative, okay? But when we look at the evidence, we're going to have an inference. The inference is she's thinking, or she's like, how dare you ask me to put my dog on a leash? Okay? It was so upsetting to her that he asked, yet she's sitting there strangling the hell out of her dog. That's the thing that got me. Okay? Then she lies and says, he's threatening my life. You know what? This is one of the worst cases of white supremacy in America we witnessed. Okay? And I say it's one of the worst cases. You might think, well, murder or George Floyd is pretty bad too, or worse. But why I think it's bad is because she's so nasty about it. And her attitude is so superior to him. And this is what I'm talking about when we talk about the white supremacist collective conscious. Amy Cooper is a prime example of the ideas and thoughts in America. I'm going to call 911 and tell my African American is threatening my life. You hate us that much that you don't have the common decency to even, you know what? She could have just walked away. She could have been like, whatever, and just walked away with her dog. You guys know as New Yorkers, if our life was in threat, she would have been standing there talking crazy to him. And I kind of feel kind of not so bright by even explaining the obvious to the viewers, in case, and I'm saying this because some people, we all come from different backgrounds and beliefs, okay? And some people are going to want to make excuses for that behavior. But the fact is, she called the police because someone asked her to put her dog on a leash. America. See, black people know what I'm saying. Black people get it. But to non-black people, to white supremacists, do you understand how detrimental it is to black people to be black in America? How unfair it is? This was a bird watcher. And he asked her to put her dog on a leash. And I'm not going to go, I really want to talk more about her putting her dog on a leash, because I just want to kind of make this establish that he probably did that because he bird watches often, and he's probably had occurrences where dogs were in the bark. And let me say really quickly, and I'm going to move on, because I just want to say this to you, because this is what comes to my mind. With my dog, I had a big black lab, and the mail carrier was terrified of my dog. A couple of times we got warnings in my mailbox about my dog. My dog was outside, to the point that they were not going to deliver the mail anymore. And minutes later, I kind of got to know her, and I showed her a little dog and a big dog. I said, the little dog is the one you want to worry about. The big one is really very sweet. But she's saying to me, listen, because of the rules, and it's a liability if we get bit, we can't go around where there's dogs. And that's what he's saying. All he's saying, ma'am, can you please put your dog on a leash? And she behaves that way. You guys, I want you to listen to some current video of how Ms. Amy Cooper feels today.
I feel like it's important to give you a chance to respond to what many people really see as the embodiment of your wrongdoing here. When you were having this encounter with Christian, at some point, after asking him not to photograph you, not to videotape you or record you, you said to him, I'm going to tell them, referring to the police, that an African-American man is threatening me. Why did you say African-American man in that context?
Sure. And, I think to understand that question is to really think about this in the broader context of what had already transpired at this point. I was in a situation, I was a woman, I was alone in a park. I had been threatened multiple times at this point. My dog was trying to be lured away from me. And, to the same extent, if it had been a white man, I would have said, there's a white man threatening me. If it had been a white woman, I would have said, a white woman is threatening me. Mm-hmm. It was just a descriptive term.
And during the call, you similarly mentioned race a couple of times. Can you describe sort of what you were thinking in that context and why you might have done it then?
So, once again, it was that same descriptive phrase. I think, the initial time I say it, it's something like a man who's African-American with a bike helmet. And then I think she's cutting me off, saying, I can't hear you, repeat yourself. And I'm just condensing it down. So it becomes from a man who's African-American to an African-American man.
You're struggling to be heard here. You're not, emphasizing
exactly.
Race in this context.
So, people think I'm getting more and more hysterical, which I am, but not because of him, but because I'm on with this operator who is basically repeating over and over again, I can't hear you. Which is, an absolutely terrifying situation when you're calling for help and someone's saying they can hear you. Mm-hmm.
Okay, you guys, so you heard what she's saying today. I think that was recorded maybe like in the past couple of weeks. It was sometime in August 2021. That's what she's making excuses, saying her life was in threat. And this is what I mean about the white supremacist collective conscious. This is audacity. This is about, I want to say white privilege, but this is the idea, the belief that you're superior and you can dominate black people for any reason, for any purpose. That you're superior and that behavior is acceptable. This is a year later that she's saying that. And you know what, you guys? Let me tell you something, because I'm really a very open-minded person, and I really believe we're human beings. We're not infallible. We make mistakes, and that behavior was deplorable. But, let's give her the benefit of the doubt. Maybe she was in a bad mood, okay? It's unacceptable to say, I'm going to call the police and say it's an African-American man threatening me. That's deplorable. okay? But let's try to even make excuse for it. Maybe she had death in the family. Maybe she's in an abusive relationship with her husband. Maybe she's just really in a bad mood, and that was a poor choice. That was like a nasty thing to do. And I'm trying to be honest, and I'm trying to consider human behavior, because you guys, we all make mistakes. We all do things we shouldn't do. We all say things that we shouldn't say based on our feeling, our emotion at the time. Many things we've done, we're embarrassed by. Okay? But this is a year later that she makes this excuse. She has lived life as Amy Cooper for the past year, and she's being ridiculed. She's being shunned. Some white people might, have her back and, be cheering her on or whatever, but we all know what she's experienced in the past year. And this is what I mean by the white supremacist collective conscious. How dare her do that? How dare she say that? And it's really very hard for me to understand that I'm a black person. And I only want to be black. I never want to be anything but black. I love who I am. Okay? But even so today, all of what I endured, it is mind-boggling to me that someone has that kind of attitude. And this is why it's important. I'm going to do these videos of the white supremacist collective conscious, because I'm going to demonstrate in America, there is this unspoken word, idea, belief that we as a people are beneath them. And they're dominant and they can dominate us. And it's acceptable. I'm going to link a link below where she apologized when it first happened. I saw a video somewhere where she's apologizing. It's some footage on YouTube. I'm going to link it below where she apologizes, where she's embarrassed and she's sorry. Okay? But then a year later, she makes excuses for it. She's interviewing about it. This is the sense of entitlement, that we are beneath them. That they can treat us anyway. This is after knowing what she saw with George Floyd, with the young man the right young man who was shot in Minnesota when a lady pulled out her gun instead of her taser. Elijah McClain, Ahmaud Arbery. These are the black men that have been murdered by police officers. She's calling the police on a man who's asking her to put her dog on a leash. And the point that I want to make, this Amy Cooper, this is America. This is a snapshot of what white America thinks about black people. And I'm going to go into maybe later on in the video, but when we say the white supremacist collective conscious, it's not just white people. It could be Latin people. It could be other black people. This is a white supremacist collective conscious, is that black people are beneath or inferior to the white race. And I'm not really comfortable saying this. My heart's racing. I'm trying to figure out how to say it. We know there's black people that think the same way. It's black people who are part of this white supremacist collective conscious. That they themselves believe that we're inferior. I was chatting in this group, and some black lady said, "You want to hide something from black people? Put it in the book." This is a black woman said it about black people, and she said it in a arena where it's intellectual black people. So the point that I'm making, this white supremacist collective conscious, it is a conscious, unconscious belief by Americans that black people are inferior. And again, Reunite Sandy Speaks. One of our purposes is to document these occurrences. Because at the end of the day, black people, as Asian people have a bill and they're protected, black people need protection, not statewide. Black people need protection federal. It needs to be an update to the Constitution that's specific and details that we need to be protected is obvious. And I'm going to continue to demonstrate that Black people need additional protection beyond what is happening today, beyond what protection we're supposed to have today. It's clear. Here's another video, you guys. Watch this.
Over there? Okay, so that's why you call it.
You know what? Fuck you recording me right now.
Okay.
Fuck you recording me and
Okay.
your dumb shit.
Okay.
Fuck you and your fucking phone.
Okay.
Get the fuck out of here.
I live here.
How long have you lived here?
It doesn't matter.
Like a fucking month?
Doesn't matter.
Get the fuck out of here.
Make me.
You know what? Bitches like you are the reason cell phones are a thing these days. Okay? Get the fuck out of here.
I don't have to do anything.
Bitch, I lived here for a year and a half. Get the fuck out of here.
I'm not going anywhere, woman. What is wrong with you? I'm not going anywhere. I'm walking my dog. What is your problem? Karen? What is your problem? Come over here. I'll call the cops. I will call the cops. I will call the cops. Back it up. Back it up. I will call the cops. Someone better come get her. I'm not going to jail for this lady.
Get your fucking...
Get your ass out of my fucking face.
Really?
What is wrong with you?
Listen.
What is wrong with you?
Really?
That's enough.
What is wrong with you? I wasn't
That's
doing
enough.
anything. I'm
That's
walking my dog.
Tell her I
I am walking my dog.
Get your
Ma'am.
fucking arm
I'm
off
not
me.
going anywhere.
Nobody's on you. You need to go home.
Now, of course, that was unacceptable. That was, that upset me. I'm a girl's girl. And listening to the Black girl's voice, she's annoyed. She's tired. She's like, I'm not doing anything to you. Why are you coming over here harassing me? How she said, how long have you lived here? See, this is the white supremacist collective conscious. WSCC, the white supremacist collective conscious. She said, how long have you lived here? Like she wasn't supposed to be there. Black people, you heard that video. You saw that girl's voice. How she was annoying. This is being Black in America. And it's time for liberation. This cannot continue. If you're watching this video, I'm going to ask you to share this video, share my channel, because I really want change. I just listened to that video again while I was preparing. While I'm putting this video together, and I heard the girl, and hearing the girl, the young lady's voice, her feeling terrified and annoyed. This is being Black in America, and if you're watching this video and your idea, your belief is, well, this is a Black in America, and this is what we have to deal with, and it's not going to go, it's not going to change, it's not going to get any better. We're only 14% of the population, and they're in control. It's their system. No, Black people. We're not supposed to live like this. In my mind, and I am influenced by my own experience, but this has been going on too long. And you have to believe that we can make it stop in order for it to stop. If you think that we can't make it stop, I need you to keep watching my videos, because as we go on, I'm going to have different sections and different like series. And one thing that I know that I need to do, I need to try to influence the minds of Black people. There is a white supremacist collective conscious. We need a collective conscious to believe, to know it's time for change. I mean, that was a very simple situation, but that young lady was annoyed. This is detrimental to our mental health, to our mental well-being, and Black people, please understand and believe me, we deserve more. And I keep saying that Because when I have these conversations with so many people on social, so many of you guys are disenchanted and don't believe that we can have change. You want to separate. You have all these ideas and, you know, ideas about how we can make this stop and what to do, how we separate ourselves, or even some people are in a place of acceptance. No. It's time for this to end. And it's time that we take steps to move forward so our grandchildren don't have to live like this. That was a simple case. This is not the police brutality. That wasn't a job situation. That was a woman outside walking her dog. And some Karen decides that she wants to harass her and ask her how long she's been living there. Like she doesn't belong there. And so you guys, I'm gonna go into the next video, but I know I keep stopping because I'm thinking of my audience. And I just encountered so many black people who are so disenchanted with everything that they don't think we can make this stop. I am like, this is a difficult time in my life. I am clinically depressed, like full on, like seriously, I'm depressed. I'm dealing with some serious depression, okay? But by God's grace, because I was in a abusive relationship, I saw different therapists, I read books, I learned about depression and sadness. So I know when you're depressed and you're sad, you feel uninspired. You're not motivated. You have negative thoughts. And watching those videos on Instagram, on social media, all these, being inundated with all these negative thoughts about being black in America, I feel overwhelmed. Sometimes I think like, oh my God, how am I going to do this? But see, my mind, by the grace of God, I know that those negative thoughts are a symptom of being black in America. See, this is why we keep getting our ass kicked. Because the fight for justice is hard and it's time consuming. And you can be really inspired in the beginning, like, I'm going to make change. But you run up against wall after wall after wall. And sometimes you might just be like, you know what? We can't do anything. Let's just make best of what we have. And there's many black people that feel that way. And I'm here to tell you, no. We deserve more and better. And after 400 years, it's time for change. It's time for liberation. And the beginning is to identify that there is a prevailing white supremacist collective conscience in America. And when we say this, I want to be very clear. This is not just black people, just white people. This is white supremacist collective conscience is that the belief that black people are inferior. That it's okay to put your foot on our neck in broad daylight in front of God and everybody. It's okay to chase a guy who's jogging in your neighborhood with a gun because he's black. No, if you think that's okay, you think that being black in America, that we're unfortunate and just a plight of life of being black in America, no. We deserve more and we deserve better. And you know, there's so many talented, intelligent black people. Okay, you guys, I'm going to edit in another video. I want you guys to watch this one. I've got a couple of them. So again, this is Reignite Sandy Speaks. We are discussing the white supremacist collective conscious. My goal is to document racial disparity in America and to establish that black people need additional protection beyond what we currently have. So check out this video, you guys.
What cause is it?
Tell you.
Yes,
so,
sir.
We don't have a problem with cause. We have reasonable suspicion based upon the way that you responded when he asked you that simple question.
You cannot. No. You have to ask. You ask me that question. You need to have a
Just
reason.
stop. Just
Then
stop.
ask me
Just
the question.
cooperate with them, okay?
Yes.
Please.
He asked a simple question based upon your
You
reaction.
cannot just because you see
Just
a firearm,
cooperate,
ask
okay?
me, do I got a permit? Because I have not committed a crime.
Just
Even if I have a
cooperate.
firearm, I cannot. I did not commit a crime.
Yes.
What law is this?
It's not a
What
crime.
Indiana
I just told
code
you
is this?
reasonable suspicion.
What reason suspicion do you have?
Please just
What was the
cooperate,
reason suspicion?
okay?
Did I have a firearm? What law did I break?
I just.
What law did I break? Even if I have if you suspect me with a firearm, what law did I break?
I'm not trying to say
Hold on, you talking? I want to answer this question. What law did I break? And if you cannot answer that, I need a supervisor here.
Just stop, okay? Please.
You said probable cause. Reason
Stop.
suspicion.
Stop.
You cannot.
Let's go. We finna go. They ain't got nothing under us. You
Reasonable
okay?
suspicion.
You legal? I'm legal.
Oh my God, bro! You cannot lie to me about these, man. Yes, you are, sir. You said he stopped me and did all this because he seen a print of my firearm, and I did not tell him that.
Did
I
y'all
have
just
a
get
firearm.
hired? I never seen y'all before.
No, they did not. They've been in here. But what I'm telling you are, because I went through this already and I had a supervisor come because I did this before with you guys. And I'm telling you that you guys are being, this is unlawful. Just like my license got rejected for Indiana State.
Okay, this one is a little troublesome because the girl's in the background telling him to cooperate as if he's not cooperating. He has a right to ask questions, okay? It's two things I want to highlight about that last video. So what's her... I was a little bit annoyed with her because she kept telling him to cooperate as if he wasn't cooperating. But I'm also assuming that she was the one videotaping this. Okay? So this is one of the major issues that we need changed. What we need a remedy for. Okay? Her reaction is that of a scared person. Her reaction is that of a black person in fear of something happening dangerous or bring harm to her man. Okay? So we are talking about the white supremacist collective conscious. One of the things that we're going to talk about in other videos is the pandemic of being black in America and our response and our behavior, how we're conditioned to have fear, that our knee-jerk involuntary response, fight or flight, is to either fight or run. Not that we're not cooperating, not that we're not behaving like a normal person would. We're behaving like a black person. So again, I need y'all to follow me, walk with me, because you don't know me. If you do know me, you know I don't stop till I get it done. And I know this is going to take a minute. And one of my goals is I need the collective conscious of black people to recognize this is a solution to the problem. Okay? That gentleman was accurate. Okay? So what my goal is for there to be an update to the 14th Amendment. And I want there to be specific categories. Because, well, again, we are establishing that black people need additional protection. Like the hate crime bill for Asian hate crime bill. The Asian people need to be protected. And I don't know if it's a direct result of COVID and the idea that Asian people are responsible for COVID in America. That's an occurrence that required that there need additional laws passed to protect them. And we as black people viewed in America as inferior, as second class to white Americans, there's necessity for an update to the 14th Amendment. And one of the things that I plan on having done is one of the things is, see, we were slaves. So they made reference to us, but it was very vague, okay? And let me tell you something. The forefathers of this country were really very brilliant. I believe that they thought of a lot of different things moving forward, like the laws, okay? And that's one thing I want to say. I'm American. I'm proud to be American. Am I proud of that racism and oppression is inwoven into the fabric of America? No, I'm not proud of that. But I know that there's great things about America. That ultimately America was created to escape the tyranny of England. As Black people, we have lived in tyranny our entire lives. And we have to find solutions. And the solutions, what a lot of you guys don't understand, y'all keep thinking it's the police. It's not the police. It is the white supremacist collective conscience in America. And we need additional protection. And that video we just watched, he was questioning them and their answers were vague. One of the things that I want written in this updated Constitution that you can't, because Black people need protection, it can't be vague vague descriptions like suspicious in the case of Ahmaud Arbery and Elijah McClain. He said we have probable cause. No, probable cause should not be subjective. Okay? In the case of Black people. Probable cause needs to be physical, visual evidence, not probability. Okay? And what we can do, because y'all, I'm a critical thinker. And see, these racist white judges, they done mess with the wrong chick. Y'all know my story. Y'all, I married a white guy, now 3 racist judges are trying to annihilate me. That put a flame under me and made me think, yo, it's time for Black people to be free. Okay? And we're going to get free. And where I was going with that was in terms of the verbiage and the wording. See, they use all these vague descriptions and vague occurrences. This is part of the white supremacist collective conscience to malign, oppress, and demean Black people. In this updated civil rights, amendment to the 14th Amendment, update, I'm saying it right, you guys. Bear with me. Let me see. No, y'all don't know I got a concussion, so I get lost sometimes. But this is my goal is for there to be an update to the 14th Amendment. Okay? And I want it to cover many aspects. And we're going to determine all the different aspects that need to be addressed by viewing these videos, okay? And one of the things is that if we're a protected class, just like, what do you call those, I'm so sorry. I'm trying to think of the word. Now, forgive me, it's escaping me. Endangered species. Like for eagles or whatever, there's certain things you can do and cannot do. Black people are similar to endangered species. And it's not just killing and murdering us. My main thing is our mental health and mental well-being. One thing I'm going to ask you guys to do once I get a really good collective following of these videos and my idea and my goal and my agenda, I'm going to ask you guys to call Dr. Oz and have Dr. Oz do a show specifically about what it is, what's happening to Black people in America. See, medically, mentally, there is a pandemic. We are suffering. Our mental health is challenged just being alive. And part of Reignite Sandy Speaks, we're going to determine that. We're going to show that. We're going to prove what it means to be Black in America and how it's detrimental to our mental health and mental well-being. going back to that video, yeah, he was saying, "What did you stop me for?" And you guys, I was annoyed with the girl, but the girl was trying to get away from the cops. She was like, "Look, they don't have us. Stop talking to them. They can't do anything. Let's just, don't cooperate." But the truth of the matter is, it was important that he let them know he wasn't the one to mess with. That he wasn't going to put me in jail or do something to me or harass me, and I'm going to go for the okie doke. You have to flex to these people. You have to say, "No, you can't do this to me." Some of them will put their foot on your neck and say, "How dare you try to get out of line?" For black people, it's time to move your ass when they trying to stick a dick in it. For real. Stop staying still. Don't wait for them to kiss you. Yeah, this is the White Supremacist Collective Conscious, and this is Reignite Sandy Speaks. I want y'all to see this next video.
It's right there. Mom, I just got pulled over.
Yeah, you got pulled over for driving 60 miles an hour on a residential neighborhood street. 60. You got to be out of your mind.
That's why. Like, I'm literally...
Yeah, you drive...
Oh, my God.
60 miles an hour, dude. This is not the highway. Where's your license plate? Why is it not displayed?
It must have fallen down.
It must have fallen down.
No,
really?
No, this is a new car. I just got it.
Okay.
There's a temps tag.
Yeah, why is it not in your back window?
It should be up there. The sticker is right there.
It is not up there.
Oh my God, Bob.
It is not up there. Why is it not up there?
I don't know.
Wait a minute. Wait,
oh,
can I talk to him?
You're on speaker. You're on the thing. He can hear you.
Okay, let me talk. Just relax, Bob. But you could have, kids are out, and why are you going 60?
Because I'm trying to rush to the house. I'm on Wolf.
You're better, I know, I'm looking at you. You're better off pissing your pants.
God, I'm literally going to.
Yeah, all right. So do me a favor.
Okay, this is personally upsetting to me. This one is personally upsetting to me because now in the past couple of years we've been seeing all these footage of traffic stops, right? And sometimes they're teenagers where they're stopping kids. But black kids, they slam them to the ground. Dante Wright, she shot him. Why did she even want to tase him? I have a compare contrast video. I'll link it below. It's America's Broken Promise. But why is this upsetting to me? Because how this officer was talking to this young man, this is what I expect. I'm an adult who has children. And how he's talking to him, he's talking to him like young man, like a father to him. He's not talking to him like he's a criminal. And this young man was reckless. This young man's behavior was reckless, and he was endangering the lives of people. But he still talked to him like he was a teenager. Dante Wright had his parents on his mom on the phone too, and they killed him. This is the White Supremacist Collective Conscious. And that video upset me because for the past couple of years, when I've been seeing these videos and I see these police officers treating teenage boys and girls like this, you guys, I'm shaking inside because what I'm getting is because of my circumstances and my situation, a lot of black people say to me, "What do you expect? What do you expect?" And I have always known about racism. I've dealt with race in the work environment. Being black in America, we all experience it, regardless of our economic background, our social background. America, the White Supremacist Collective Conscious, they make it a point to let us know that we're black and we're inferior, we're second-class citizens. We are not afforded the same liberties as white people. And that video really upset me because how he treated that young man is what I expect him to treat any young black boy or girl, any teenage boy or girl. I expect the way he talked to him it was authoritative, but you guys could tell in his voice he was talking like he's like a dad. Like, you in trouble, young man. You guys, it's time. Please forgive me when I get emotional like this. I'm so sorry. I just I want to communicate to you guys, and I want to talk to you about what I'm thinking. And I oftentimes, and I'm sorry, I'm going to work on it the best that I can. But as I communicate with you guys, I think about this stuff, and it becomes very hurtful to my feelings that we are in this country, and the majority of this country has this feeling that we are inferior, and it's okay, it's acceptable to demean, belittle, oppress, and malign Black people. So again, you guys, the purpose of Reignite Sandy Speaks, one of the purposes is to document the racial disparity that Black people endure being Black in America. And there is a prevailing white supremacist collective conscious. And my goal is to lobby to have a update to the 14th Amendment. Yeah, so let me say this to you guys. I'm going to wrap this up. So listen, if you have any kind of videos like this where there's racial disparity, or you see a white person being treated different than we see Black people, please email me. My Instagram is in about on this channel, or you can email me at doyousseeme2019@gmail. doyousseeme2019@gmail. I'm listening, you guys. I'm the 20th Key, and this is Sandy Speaks. Excuse me, this is Reignite Sandy Speaks.
Killing us for walking, killing us for jogging, kill us in our homes and fabricating and hiding. Where we had Sandra Bland's and Trayvon Martin's. If when you kill us, your family was a target. If your children was orphans, will you have compassion the next time you approach us? Yeah, we fed up, this is built up. Your city up in smoke, homeboy, we had enough. And I ain't Tyson, riots of violence heighten the climate. I'm saying you smack me, I'm punching you in your iris. Retaliation is prescribed in both Bible and Quran. In the matters of the slang, see an eye for an eye, especially if the Justice Department do not comply.